ang nagagawa nga naman ng pangarap ng isang magulang.
Anong grade?
So instantly, Mateo will be there. 4 people that will get the ace. Here with the knife is there. He's going to be going for the knife. What a disrespect!
That pixel going down. Another one though. Might fight to the soon.
He's taking the defuse! Not like this!
Go for the WhatsApp. Might come never.
At magandang hapon sa inyo, ladies, gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back once again sa ating ikatlong araw ng Div B for the University Alliance Cup Season 3 featuring Valorant pa rin. And where the top collegiate teams will be locking horns against each other in an attempt to dominate and bring home the bacon with an astounding prize pool of 150 kiyaw lang naman of worth ng cash, ng grants, and ng Valorant points. And I am Mochi, and kasama ko ngayon dito si Mama Yuska. Hi, Mama Yuska.
Hello. Oh my god, please. Please, not like that. Not like this. I'm just kidding. Hi guys, what's up? It's another week of UAC. And really loving what we have so far in Season 3. We have had hot matches so far when it comes to Division B, not only Division A. So really glad that AcadArena is able to feature all these other colleges as well. Not limited to our big four, quotation mark, kasi yung mga tao dyan, sinasabi na may mga school dyan, di ba kasama ng big four. But that's a different debate. There's a Facebook group for that. Anyways, so speaking of the alliance, if you're watching and you actually want to start an organization in your school, then go ahead and head over to acadarena.com/alliance, and all the instructions are there. An alliance member. So, go ahead, kickstart say organization in your school, and malay mo, everyone's gonna join in, and then you'll end up making your organization an actual varsity.
Yeah.
We have a couple of colleges as well that have turned varsity because of their accolades when it comes to AcadArena. But right now, we are going to be looking over at our bracket list. So far, we have concluded the battle for upper brackets. It is round 1 and round 2 have actually been concluded for the past weeks. Now we are going to be focusing on our losers bracket. So we have mentioned this before, and we are going to be saying it again, ladies and gentlemen. This is a different type of matchup we have compared to Division A. Here, you only have basically one life. You have 2 lives, but you want to challenge yourself. You only literally have 1 life to play when you're in Division B. Because if you mess up one game, you'll head straight down to the loser's bracket. And if you lose again, then you're out of the running to win the Division B Cup. But for today's matchup, Mochi, who do we have?
Well, what we have here for our first matchup will be AUF University Foundation versus Adamson University, respectively, GD Esports and AdU Game.
Right. And AdU, I think it's the rise of the Falcons, if I'm not mistaken, for them. But they do have AdU Game. I believe it is joined with a couple of their programming orgs. So it's really just a big bundle of tech lads and lasses over there. So really excited to see what they can step up for our losers bracket. Fortunately, their last matchup, they fell short against iAcademy's Elix Hydra, 13-3. They were sent down to the losers bracket, and they were immediately seeded to the second round. Luckily for them. For the opposing side, however, it is going to be GD Esports. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, their last matchup was against the Atomos Haribons, and they fell short 13-7, and this was actually in round 2. So somehow they have a little bit of leverage here going into this losers bracket round. They have played one more match ahead of AdU Game, so maybe just a little bit of a tactical advantage when it comes to approaching the scene for campus play. So really excited what they'll be showing us for today's matchup. We are still waiting, however, for our map picks. So really excited to see what our first map of the day will be. But Mochi, I know you did cover a couple of the teams the previous week when it comes to Division B? What can you say so far? The level of competition compared to
Mm-hmm.
Division A. Let's make it something like that, because Division A basically it's per group and it's round robin. But here, everyone's just at each other's throats because you only literally have
Yeah.
two chances to stay inside of the bracket.
Actually, I came up with this storyline last night, and it's like actually can I think you can make a thesis out of this. It's like the dynamics of morale, knowing that one team recently lost and the other experienced the latter. It's like the battle between vengeance and pride, or what is more, what weighs more? Is it vengeance or the pride? Is it the other way around? It's something like that. Because considering that some of them won the last time and the others lost the latest match that they have, it is interesting enough to know about how they could use that, or how it would fuel up the fire inside them. Like, how would it ignite something inside them?
I agree with you. And in terms of vengeance and pain, well, that's a big step up, especially when it comes to competitive play here in esports. But speaking of which, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be ready to head into our first game of the day. We will be starting off
Yeah.
in El Clasico. It is going to be Ascent, our floating lands of Italia in the skies.
Mm-hmm.
Fortunately, if you guys did see the duelist cinematic, I think that Valorant showed us, it was interesting. Phoenix was just running around with Jet, and then out of nowhere, everything's just floating. So, well,
Yep.
hopefully that doesn't happen in real life. It happens in the Avengers, but you'll never
Oh
know.
no.
Speaking of which,
Please don't.
let's see which of our fellow superpowers we are going to be seeing. I like calling them
Select
superpowers
your
because it adds a
agent.
little twist other than saying utilities. We are going to be seeing a healthy pick of Sovas for both sides already. That's what we love to see, especially in a map like Ascent. It is a sort of
Mhm.
lineup haven if I were to title it. But speaking of lineups, I think just adding a little hint for you guys, because I know there's leaks happening right now for the new map called Fracture. I think Average Jonas tweeted that it's such a Sova map, so really, really
Yep.
looking forward to how Fracture is gonna add a balance into the game, because I heard people say that it's an H-shaped map and it's huge and it's super attacker sided, so we'll see. And I'm really excited to
Mhm.
see it come into campus play. But right now, it is going to be GD Esports going up against AdU Game here in game number 1, our losers bracket. Let's see who will win this W.
Mhm. And this might be pretty interesting. You're seeing the hashtags on the chat. All cheering for Baby Girl and IU. Okay, let's keep an eye out on the players since the chat does said so. And Keck also. Keck. Okay, Keck. Okay, let's keep that in mind. And I guess the side of GD Sports will be going for our defenders. The attackers will be out of game. Just a matter of time. We'll be starting really soon. Pretty standard. And syempre, pistols pa rin ang hawak natin dito. But at this point in time, of course, lahat naman simula tamang pakiramdaman muna tayo dito. And it's just about bring out all the utilities, covering every single nook and cranny so that you can deny all the amount of information that you could deny from the attackers. But at the same time, I think that Painshell is connected onto that Reina. Gonna be getting some sort of damage, gonna be backing out just in a bit. But still, 1 minute o'clock, still a lot of time for them to contemplate on what to do. But at the same time, I think they will be hovering onto our ace site at this point in time. And
Right here.
mukhang matagal-tagal pa ata ito. Or, yep, get a
Yeah,
scar
it's
for
a
information.
chill. It's a chill
Pretty
game
chill.
so far. They do have a split setup for them so far, and anytime pwede sila makapasok sa site, but they are lacking information.
Oh
Ayun na nga,
no!
Mochi.
Mukhang ito na nga, simula na nga ang ating mga trees. That brings us to a 3v3 sa isang sigla pa
30
ang
seconds
wala at lahat. And they're now at this fight, but Decido getting 1. And this now a 2v3. Lamang ang other game, but Keck will be connecting that shot, and the wall bang, and that sheriff will
One
be
enemy remaining.
not be connecting
Last player
any of those
standing.
shots, but I will be there to the rescue. It brings us to a 1v1. Keck and Desi which one is better, the classic or the ghost? Because at the same time, the sentry is there, might be really deadly, but
Oh, they tried.
ooh, okay. I think that is a good shot coming from Keck.
I mean, it's always really dicey to have to bring out a sheriff, especially in the first round of the game. That is going to be Keck here right off the bat with 0 credits. Well, the rest of their teammates actually 0 creds on that
Mm-hmm.
play. And now we are going to be heading over to our second round. We did see that the side of AdU game, they somehow tried to go for a little bit of a split offense. Unfortunately, it didn't work
Yep.
for them because Sane Season died from the get-go. So they had quite a hard time to make a solid entry. So obviously, if you are losing your key duelist, it's gonna be evidently difficult to try and get that spike down and even set yourself up for a post ban. Speaking of which, it is gonna be Keck here once again, try to get a pick off that sheriff. And I really like this Mochi because you see, it's really
Ooh.
easy to get out of danger, especially if you play as a jet main. You can go for a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
scratch, one or two, just play around with them a little bit and just get out of danger, reposition. And now you see the side of GD Esports, they have complete control of A main Mochi. You've got
Ooh.
Kaiplay speaking all the way from Catwalk, and you also have an additional facial from Asti. Unfortunately, will be cancelled out by Desi, but still, they somehow almost got sandwiched in that play.
Mm-hmm. Somehow sandwich indeed, but I think someone is opting for that sneaky angle. Ooh, Kaipi should be getting a kill, getting 3. It's now 1v3. Wherein, Pugs, what are you going to do? Would you go
Gonna get
OA
sandwiched.
or yep, might be sandwich, but you'll be getting 1. Oh, gonna be backing out, but I guess no chance as Baby Bro would be there to rush him in.
Right, and I mean, you see, I really love this leadership we see from the side of Keck here. It's from the
Mm-hmm.
get-go, did manage to get the clutch in the first round, and now here in the second round, had a really good play here in B main. Just that's full control as a defender, if I am to put a title on that. They just absolutely read the opponent, and it's really good as well that they had additional members come in all the way from courtyard to try and anticipate the rotate, and
Mm-hmm.
it worked for them. They got their numbers. They made sure a couple of the attackers were out of the way, and Asli here really aggressive, manages to see a turret, catches 2 of the attackers at that, and will be calling possibly for a full rotate from their teammates. Still playing a little bit aggressive here, might be best to get out of
Ooh.
danger. Shuts that door, additional cover for them. Will be breaking it down. Make sure it will be putting the side of Adu game at a disadvantage.
Yep, and they're still trying to push through, but never mind. They might be opting for the 3 area, which is already a good right now, but I guess they have a good idea that there are multiple people there, and they might be rotating there just in a bit. And from what we are witnessing, someone just maintaining this position by the A side, trying to look for any potential pick-offs, but still at the same time, they might be going on to our B site wherein Killjoy remains. The Killjoy is pretty far from that area, I'm not gonna lie, but the alarm bot would now be alerting everyone. The Zane is in here. Someone is in here. Cloudburst there, the Dark over there, but Pugs will be getting the kill onto Asti, and this now 4v5 in favor for the side of Ad. The game here, we are with the trades, and they're now in full control of the site. But at the same time, seems like Keck will be suffering onto that skirmish with 30 HP. But this might still be very beneficial for the side of AdU game. But here we are, those shots will not connect. But it's now an equalized gamble between the two sides, 2v2. And Keck will be trying to clutch this out with 80 HP. Would be successful, spotting someone out. No Solar will be getting him instead. The Kai plays will be trying to look for someone, but Desi with those wings would be getting the last frag.
Right, and it was an attempt on the side of GD Esports here to try and possibly go for retake. I mean, it was Kai Plays who managed to get that Phantom and try to get that clutch, but unfortunately was faced by 2 members that also had rifles. And again,
Mm-hmm.
it was a really good force buy from the side of Adu game, and well intended, of course. I really want to see their duelists pop off a bit more here, especially for Zane season. And say, I think they have more to offer, especially when we saw them play last time. I'm really hoping they can
Mm-hmm.
change up the way they try to pursue their entry here. Because you see, Zane season has a really good pick there, but has a hard time to try and capitalize to get Asti out of the way. And that just an absolute obstacle
Here.
for them to try and get into the site. And hopefully they will
Yeah.
be making less mistakes than what we saw at the pistol rounds now that everyone has full set of rifles. It is going to be kept with that operator though, sitting comfortably in cubby, waiting for anyone that may pass through mid link. Right now, it's back to a somewhat reset for our momentum. It's
Mm.
quiet. Everyone's playing carefully, getting information. We do have our Sovas at bay, but recon balls are not available just yet.
Yeah, and did you saw that Omen put out or used his ultimate and spotted no one? And Astra really has a good timing of backing out from the B main because if not, then automatically he'll be spotted out and the Sova is there too. They might be rushed in, but still, I think they thought that no one is in there.
30
So
seconds
the
left.
three members are now onto the A side, but from what we're seeing, they might now go to the visa which is readily available. And Asti, I've never seen Asti been that damaged though. But I guess that will be half HP out of them, and Slay will be securing that kill. But this now 10 seconds on the clock. The Hunter's Rate has been put out, not connecting to anyone, but at the same time they'll try to go for the free fire. But Pugs will become IU too. 3v4, they're not still able to enter the site, but at the same time, ooh, Keck will be getting a kill connecting that
Last
knife
player
onto
standing.
Pugs, but there might be another one cash
One
here,
enemy
2v2,
remaining.
and you will see this might be a really beautiful round for the side of GT Esports with the Blazestorm still active, 70 HP left. This might be really crucial. What you're going to do, Killjoy, going to be backing out on the both sides, but at the same time, oh, Desi will be getting kicked instead with a free operator too.
I mean, it was really close for GT there. They almost got it, almost did. It was Kekri showing up. We definitely saw them, and the way they have been playing since the get go. So not really
Mhm.
surprised that would go for that blade storm and try to go for the defuse. It's just a matter of luck. Of course, it plays a massive factor when it comes to FPS games, and it's just more opportune for Desi there to get out of both house. Good read as well for them to make sure Keck
Mhm.
wouldn't get in the way. Right now, it is going to be Keck once again with an aggressive
Nailed them.
pick and Zane this season
Ooh.
again. First blood will fall
Fast
down
exchanges. Yep.
to that sheriff. Really unfortunate. And again, that is going to be one duelist down. But Asti is down as well over here in if I'm not mistaken, but stay looking for a pick. Oh my god, it is the Marshall versus Operator. This is gonna be really crucial for AdU game. Possibly go for a rotate, but Baby Brew is already waiting
Hmm.
for them, Mochi.
Ooh, really nice positioning coming from Baby Brew, but at the same time, try to trade that. Oh no, might be getting another one, but no, Say will be shutting him down. 2v3 might still be chilling by our catwalk. Two members are just patiently waiting by the tree area. Oh my, imagine passing through that. But at the same time, they might opt for a quick rotate onto our B side, going on for that marathon. Maybe no, still contemplating. Okay, they might be going on to our A side shortly, but
30
whose
seconds left.
footsteps are now being heard. The side of GDE source a pretty good idea that they'll be going in any soon. 20 seconds of the clock. They really have to commit now.
One
But
enemy remaining.
Sheriff trying to look for Eddie has to be popped up, but Keck will be connecting that shot onto Say, and Kai plays as well. Ooh, okay, pretty smooth round for the side of GD Esports.
I think it
They
was good
really,
of them
yeah.
to really dispose that operator before trying
Mm-hmm.
to possibly win the round. And I mean, I think it was GD looking frantically to search for that operator, but they didn't find it. So,
Aw.
I mean, well, here's the thing, guys. You're gonna throw your guns out of the map. You're literally in the sky. So, maawa naman kayo sa mga tao sa baba. Like, imagine you're just enjoying your meal down there and a freaking pistol lands in your, like, foot. Like,
At least you have a free
really.
gun.
Get out of my way.
I know, but, like,
Diba
guys,
magkano din yun?
global warming. Come on. Come on. Like, I'm pretty sure if that hits the ground, it's gonna be broken anyway. Speaking of broken, it is gonna be Say already cracked
Ooh.
all the way here in mid link after a couple of those shots from Asti.
Yep, and that is an automatic -1 for the side of AdU game. This might be something they should really think about because this would be a really difficult push. Considering they're on an eco round, they have a -1, and they're still scattered. Okay, I know the intentions to get information, but at the same time, how would they try to push in with that omen too? Okay, here we go with the omen jump scares once again, trying to stay in that winery area. And
Valorant's a horror game.
yep, horror game indeed. And I don't know, there's something in omens that really scared the
You're scared of Omen?
entirety
But
out of you.
he's
Yeah, for me.
honestly he's adorable. I love him so much.
No, I
Not
really
not
need
the
to
way I
click.
not the way I say that, and then he just kills someone in cold blood. But
30
wait,
seconds left.
I see your point now. I see. Carry on. Continue.
Yep. Well, I think they have a pretty good idea that they're open here. Come on. Like, oh, but Asti with the flick though. With that
One
operator
enemy
connecting
remaining.
one, -1.
Spike
That will
down.
be following that up. But ooh, Desi would stand no chance against the remaining members. Everyone rushing in front of his face. 4-2.
Well, I mean, I really hoped for AdU here to try and give us a couple of aggressive plays, but so far they've been playing
Yeah.
so careful, maybe a little bit too careful if I were to put a label on it, because the side of GD they're actually playing a bit aggressive when they find the opportunity to do so. And now it's still an equal buy. Obviously, we have
Mhm.
rifles on both sides. It's gonna be Solar unfortunately stuck with that Spectre. And maybe they're taking my advice now, because look at this, they are going to head into B main here, but it's gonna be getting a kill. Fortunately, Zane Season is popping off, ladies and gentlemen, as well as that lockdown, followed through by Baby Brew. And oh dear, Hog's getting killed here in courtyard as well, and Baby Brew trying to get that refrag, and it is the side of
Spike
AdU
planted. Last
finally
player standing.
turning the attacking wave in their favor.
But Asti still has the operator in hand, literally online, getting one. But let's see, I think he might not push this anymore, considering this is a 1v3 and he's holding on up. Better up to save that up. But at the same time, this will still be a potential pick off for him for an exit frag for the team. But I think our players are really contented right now with what they're doing, because at the same time they keep on cracking the code on what the strategy of the other is, and at the same time the counter team would be having an answer for that. So it's like they're just trading their strategies and really good in their decision making currently.
I know. I mean, the game is somewhat neck and neck here. It is 4 to
Mhm.
3. It's not inevitably a 7-0 or say 6-2, to say the least. I was trying to compute that in my mind. Sorry, math is not one of my best subjects, but we don't talk about that. Anyways, respect all the math geniuses out there. Moving on. It is, however, still going to be not necessarily a tough uphill battle for the side of AdU game here, but I mean they are
Mhm.
gonna have to change it up a bit. Last round was really good for them. If they can keep it up, they will be able to rack a lot of points just before the half.
Hmm. Yes, I agree. But we have seen the change, the drastic change of behavior for the side of the GT esports. They're now being aggressive than compared to what we've seen earlier. I think they're put into shock with what they've experienced the last round, and I think they're now getting the revenge for it. Keck will be getting that first frag, and Hype will be getting this too, but will be traded in Solar trying to go for that trade. This 1-2 exchange though. So let's see if they'll be managed to get another one. I guess not, because Asti will be connecting the shot to Zane instead.
player
3v2.
standing.
Solar is going for a
Spike
trade.
down
Tech will be
A.
finishing that. And this now showdown between the two. But Pugs would be getting that with 30 HP left. Shockguard will put out, trying to damage
30
someone.
seconds left.
But at the same time, 30 HP left. Oh no, this might be really crucial. Oh, that white swing would not serve him any good, as two members are just really waiting for the same angle for him to pop out from. So, yeah.
No man, it's always really well. I wouldn't say scary. I guess petrifying to possibly try and even peek an angle. You know where it
Mm-hmm.
could be two opponents already looking at you. It was admirable, but I suppose probably the use of the shock bolts might have been better to say that or run away. It
Mm-hmm.
was really hard to read to try and anticipate where the last two defenders would be. But now it's still steady going for GG Esports here. Same season finally picked up on their groove. Really lost a couple of rounds earlier. So really great to see that he's been playing, stepping up a bit more now for these next few rounds. They have made a quick entry into the site, Mochi. 2K for St. Season, but Kev will be getting Desi. That Recon Bolt will be tagging 1 or 2 at least, and it's AU still stuck to that Odin to possibly get a body.
Yep. And let's see if they would manage to get any more bodies as they're now throwing off their utilities. Now don't look out to get any information available, but I guess they already spotted each other out. That operator would not be able to any use as Zay Season would be getting the third. Right, he's just popping off, but still, this versus the 1v2 wherein IU holding that operator. Ooh, okay. That is really beneficial. But at the same time, trying to stick in. But I guess that will be the case. I suppose we'll be securing that. And with a classic kill also.
Well, and it's always really great to win those thrifty rounds. It's like, hindi ka nga gumastos, nanalo ka pa.
See.
It's
It's like a buy one take one. So
I guess, parang may promo siya. Yung bibili ka nito, tapos pagbalik mo may voucher, may pang discount, ganun.
That's cute. And then they're turning
May ganun din.
Get this voucher and claim your free rifle, diba? It's so cute.
Tama.
Nintendo.
Uy,
Ooh,
that's rude. That's nice to your face. That was so violent. Oh my god. Sometimes I forget how brutal this. Sometimes I forget she's holding knives, ladies and gentlemen. If I like threw a knife like at someone, like I'd feel bad. Jet doesn't care at all. And the close-up kills, just right click pa, like, oh my god, sis, please get away from me.
On the
Nananakot ka
face
dyan.
too.
I know.
Oh my, imagine the damage it would cause if this is in real life, but I still
Please don't. Please don't.
Oh my, eat a gore. But still, four, okay, they're still pretty safe in handling both their positionings. They're just really waiting for it.
I know.
They
They really love jumping up here in A main. Like it's their favorite vantage point, if I were to call it something. Now we see Solar. A while ago it was Zane Season waiting there, and now it's gonna be Kai. Oh my goodness, Kai plays almost gets hit, but it is gonna be Say a little bit flustered on that play. Wasn't really sure where to look, and Kai plays just maneuvering around the Hunter Fury. So nice. Halatang na-delay zero misto sa tomboy, mga kaibigan, but it's gonna be Baby Blue getting Solar and Desi for Kai plays, and that Showstopper is gonna be missing Pogs, who's absolutely critically low in health.
Wow.
6 points na lang, mga kaibigan, pambili ng kape, but it's not gonna be enough.
Not enough.
Because Keck still has their knives. My god. It's always we always see Keck. Is it Keck XD?
Got them wrecked. Yes.
Keck XD. We always see them come up like at the end game, at the clutch moments.
Yep.
It's always those moments that we see them
Ang galing,
flourish.
no? Ang galing din kasi ni Keg na magmanipula ng mga areas. Yes, he's a jet, but at the same time, he's also like a controller because he knows where should be the potential positions the enemies will pop off and catch them off guard from there. With being a duelist too, so
Yeah, I agree with you.
admirable na lang. Yeah.
Kitang-kita nga sa pistol rounds eh. Doon pa lang, I mean, as a defender, usually medyo passive, especially pag duelist kasi magte-dry pick ka lang or check kung may tao. But then, eventually, like, you see the way Keck has been playing. Like, wow, I like the touch that you add to it. Like, really manipulates the map well. Parang Doctor Strange baga. Ganun ba?
Yeah.
Ganun ba yung ampeg? But, sige, tingnan natin. Doctor Strange with the airbending powers. With that said, oh my goodness, Mochi. It is gonna be Zane Season. You're picking up the operator, hoping to catch someone. And ayun na nga, tamang-tama ang pag-dart ng ating Owl Drone here. And it is gonna be the Cosmic Divide popping into the site. And it is gonna be a clear zone for the side of AdU game here. Si Kai plays medyo patient lang waiting for fellow teammate. Ayu medyo malayo pa dito. But It is gonna be Kai plays. Unfortunately, medyo did not get that pick up the side here in Cubby. And it is... It
Mhm.
could be a save or not, honestly. I mean, they still have a little bit of scratch change.
Kaya pa.
But should at least try to get one, if not two. As I say that, dalawa na nakuha, but Zayn Season already looking in his direction.
I like the fact na saktong-sakto sa pagkasabi ko.
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
Ang
It's not
galing.
you. It's me.
It's me. Ay, galing naman nun. Pero, wow. Okay. 39 with the operator and Zane. Okay. Zane is popping up. Okay, I see you. But at the same time, this is the last round for the first half. Just a bit more will be the other way around. And we have seen that the side of Agro Games really keen on playing everything safe, like what you said, sometimes too safe. But let's see what will happen on the other way around though when GDE Sports will be attacking because at the same time we're seeing aggressive plays on them like kaya nilang maging play safe pero kaya rin nila maging aggressive depending on their dynamic of the rounds that they've witnessed in the past. But I think Kai plays will be spotted out by Pugs by the 3 area. They'll be dueling each other here. The shock guard would not be connecting to anyone. But it's now still a 4v5. Medyo mahirap mag-push dito ng kung ano mga site ng binabalak mo. Okay, atras sila dito ngayon. And yeah, waiting game pa.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh. But
No, that that gun
Wow.
skin, it
Ooh.
feels like such a reconnaissance gun skin, honestly. The Balazong. It's such a brimstone type of skin, if I were to be honest. Pero
Mhm.
onti na lang, kita natin ang shock bolt galing Amazonia Warriors. Unfortunately, Baby Blue will be getting safe finally after that kill. We do see that from the shadows try to get Solar here, but I think it is gonna be relatively difficult for them. Yeah, to try and clutch this out. It's just Gek again. Always I guess we could call it last blood. Kasi siya naman yung pinakahuling nakakuha ng frag per round often. We
Mhm.
see a lot of the closing out portions of the round galing sa kanya eh. Maganda yung pag-aggression niya, saktong-sakto lang. I think the Jet's like a really good agent pick for them. Because you see that the way he uses the tailwind, parang di siya like, what's the word for impulse? Yeah, he doesn't use it on
Hindi siya
impulse.
impulsive.
Yeah, he really conserves it. Sometimes nga nakakuha siya ng 2 kills, di niya ginagamit agad yung tailwind eh. We see it pa sa last parts ng round. So, I mean, it's definitely gonna be an interesting pistol round here. Look at this. Everyone's ready to push over to A. Medyo walk pa, but Zane Season will be getting out of harm's way here. And tamang pick lang. Wala pang bullets. They're just
Mhm.
chilling. But
Tamang balisong lang din.
tamang
that's it.
inspect lang every
Yeah.
time. But it is gonna be a couple of ASUS stars here, catching our fellow attackers off guard. The Nanoswarm as well as they will be getting the kill onto Zane Season na nga here onto Heaven right after those paint shells have been popped. But it's still in favor. GD Esports Watchy, they have a full squad, and AdU game, they do have Solar quite low on health.
Mm-hmm. And you can see that Zane has been seasoned good in that encounter. At the same time, this is now 4v5, and still, this is a really difficult retake for the side of either game. As now we are witnessing everyone just falling down, the bodies just keep on falling down the floor, and they're just really good with their picks though, and their strafings too. Like, you just keep on rushing in all the remaining members from the either game, and wow, okay, 8-5. They're really they're just stretching out the differences of the score points, not gonna lie.
And again, I don't have to emphasize it as much as I already did. It is already Gek here getting those last minute frags every single time. I mean, it's always mayhem when it comes to the pistol rounds. I think probably if I were to call it a organized pistol rounds, usually happen when the maps are huge, like Icebox and Breeze, because not everyone is concentrated in one area, but in a sense, everything's just small and compact. So you have to be very efficient as to how you get into the site, and especially your post plan. It's always tricky here in A. I mean, in B as well, because you could be looking at the same angle and you wouldn't know it. Gek, though, with that
Ooh.
gliding kill onto Sekai Place is
What?
also getting that kill onto Zayn Season here. And grabe mga kaibigan, it is a blowout for the side of GD Esports so far. AdU game, they are going to be going for this retake from two angles. They will attempt to go through arbor doors here in Garden, and it is going to be Desi and Pugs all the way in heaven. But Mochi, look at this. Ang ganda ng position ni Kek. Kitang-kita kung may pupunta sa heaven, and tailwinds in front of Desi. My goodness. If I were to pick a Jet on my team, my dream team, Kek, you're one of my prospects. That's for sure.
Yeah, I actually agree with that because yung iba, okay, hindi ko na sadya na generalize yung mga jet users kasi usually yung mga jet users, they're really flashy when it comes syempre with the jet pick, syempre jet yan, pure realist, pure aim, pure, pure guts, pure aggression, but at the same time, pag si Kek yung gumawa, it's like, alam mo yun, merong something sa kanya na hindi niya ginagamit yung jet para lang magpakita ng gilis. Talagang alam niya yung ginagawa niya sa mga bagay-bagay. It's really methodical. And sometimes nakakatakot isipin na yun nga jet yung gamit niya. Kasi at the same time, he's a duelist and a controller on his own. So, just as I was saying that, he's trying to battle out this Sentry and Banana Swarm as well. But it's still a 4v4. And at least he have full control with the side. Spike is now being planted, and this is a major advantage once again for the side of GD Esports in terms of the angles that they're covering. This might be a really difficult retake for AdU game. But I guess we already witnessed each other here. Pugs will be securing the kill. Everyone's just falling down bit by bit. I guess I am wrong, but here we're seeing the only one remaining here would be the kill try and will be eventually ended by Solar.
I mean, they learned their lesson there, and to try and cover the angles that GD Esports has set for them, they have cracked the code. And I mean, they have done it earlier in the first half, and now they are slowly catching up. It's still just a 3-point deficit. It's nothing grand, major. It's very much doable for the side of AdU here to overtake. But again, fact of the matter is Gek. I'm just gonna look at Gek here because, I mean, you get him out of the way, and it's relatively going to be much easier to win the rounds because Gek has really good post plant antics, and the way that GD Esports has went inside of the site, it's unlike AdU game here. They're playing methodically. They're going for a full split here. It's 1-3-1, and they're trying to close out this area here in tree, precisely because it's short and the angles to cover are really important to make an entry in A. And I do say that AdU game did learn their lesson, but GD Esports are adapting as well because instead of making a full push into A main, they're making way as well here in tree and garden. Make sure if there is anyone, take them out or push them back so they can get into the side comfortably as possible. And look at that, they are pre-firing a lot of angles, Mochi. They're really doing their best to make sure it's locked down, all hands on deck.
Mas sigurista pa sila para sa nanay ko. Oh my gosh, because they're just really looking for any potential for pwedeng pagsiyan itong mga masyado for the AdU player. But at the same time, it's 9-6 and kailangan manalo din si AdU because if not, they might be forced into another equal round. But at the same time, High Place just doing his thing by the tree area. I'll say it's just hitting them one by one. But I guess it might still be around for the side of the AdU game, and naging successful sila sa kanilang pagtupad ng mga nilang mission.
Grabe. And I really thought that was for GD Esports in the bag. They covered the garden angles, but good job the side of AdU game here. They really did move forward to try and anticipate the side of GD Sports, and
Yep.
they warmed up. I really like Zane's season here popping off a bit more. I really want to see Say just, be a little bit more outgoing, especially
Mhm.
with the jet plays. Of course, we are we're hopefully going to be seeing a not necessarily a repeat, but somehow a turn for them here in B side.
Yeah, and they're just really close, no, with the efforts that they're doing. Like, yun nga, it's pretty consistent from what we were seeing earlier. Talagang sinasagot lang nila yung isa't isa with how they can make uh a good trade with the rounds as well. The exchanges of kills, not just the kills, it's also the rounds too. But still, I think they'll be going for a really different stance here for the side of GD Esports, trying to go and offer that mid control where everyone is not gonna be peeking from the side of AdU game. They're really playing this safe, way back out of the site for easy transport and escape route. But at the same time, 45 seconds the clock. I think they will be seeing each other here. Zane will be getting the kill to Kai Place. They will be trying to rotate once in a while for the site. But at the same time, the boom bot is put down. Look for anyone. Getting spotting out that Astra. Gonna go for that run and gun, but no. But here they are. Ayo basically getting too crispy head tap with that sheriff. This brings us now to a 3v3, and just in a bit more, they will be locking the site down. But at the same time, I'm not sure if they have enough gun advantage, considering that the rest of the members here from AdU Game still has their phantoms at hand, can go for an really aggressive play, like what we have seen here. But oh, Ashley is doing that in return and popping out the 3K, just trying to go for that fire range stance against the three remaining members.
Well, I mean, it's always impressive to somehow see one player stand out. I mean, we've had our fair share of that here in AcadArena, Javi 8K. But what I
Mm-hmm.
really love is a wonderful distribution among the players. And if we do look at your score sheet right now, it is a healthy distribution for GD Esports. I'd
Yeah.
love to say the same as well for the side of AdU game here. But I mean, it's a double-digit marker here, and I can definitely attest that the combat rating for GD Esports is possibly going to be much higher because of the way they dominated that first half. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of teams will obviously say this. It's always better to have the lead and to stretch it because you have room for error. If you are
Yeah.
lagging behind, it's gonna be harder for you to try and get back because there's so many things you have to consider. You have to make less mistakes. You can't play comfortably. You have to be efficient with your buys. You have to be effective with the way you position yourself and your squad. And
Mm-hmm.
now it is the upper hand, I'd like to say, for GD Esports because there were a lot of opportunities missed in the first half for AdU game
Mm-hmm.
that potentially cost them the W. And now they are inching closer to win this game. It is a do or die for them, and it's crucial for both of
Ooh.
them to win this one. St. Zeason will be getting the opening first blood. Kai plays looking for oh, Says right there, goes for the updraft. Unfortunately, will bow
Ooh.
down to Kai plays. Solar will bow out as well, and it is going to be only 3 defenders left to try and retake this round.
And I guess they have the lockdown available, but at the same time, they have the counter lockdown too and the hunter too. So I think that would be the battle of the lockdown myths, but at the same time, it was one enemy two. And this is now on V2, wherein IU will be falling down, brings us to a Killjoy showdown. And this is just a battle of how to juke each other and to not doing this fight. But ooh, baby breath swing gonna be really spicy as he just really secured Desi at the right time.
Sobrang saya ka ng feeling na Ferrari pick ka lang and then you manage to get that one tap. It's so crispy.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. It's a thrill. But well, regardless, it's still the side of GD Esports again. As I said,
Sheesh.
it's the way they have been playing in the first round that
Mm-hmm.
brought them to almost match point for the second half. And
Yes.
AdU game, they are still going to be lagging behind. in order for things to change, you're gonna have to try and exert themselves out a little bit more. It is, however, GDE Sports going for that aggressive pick as
Ooh.
Say is already down after that showstopper, and IU will have a clean plant for them, and this is rather a very quick plants and get out of danger here. It's once again complete control for GDE Sports.
That's an automatic -1, and that brings us now uh, really difficult to see for the side of Fighter team. But at the same time, Five Plays will be getting that kill, but the trade has now been going on for all of the members, but still that is around secured for the side of GD Esports. The moment Nasty popped out that showstopper, the double satchel as well, gratefully landed by the generator, got that frag onto Say. It is already the sign that they really wanted to secure the match point too. Like, yes, give them the pressure, give them the cautiousness that they should really be careful, because at the same time at least we'll be playing comfortably like what you said compared to them, and this will give us the absolute upper hand when it comes to this kind of situation.
Definitely. I mean, some players get extremely complacent, especially when it comes to the last few rounds. But by all means, the side of GDE Sports, they're not at all phased by their opponents here of AdU team, and they are very comfortable with playing quite aggressively. However, I say that Pugs will be getting one kill at least onto the Hunter series that is going to be Asti down, but good for them to make entry already for his teammates.
Mhm.
Baby Brew, however, creeping
Ooh.
behind over at Marketplace. Ooh, this is gonna be really tricky. Same season will bow down. Pugs did not
Shit!
notice. Pugs
Oh, no,
missed
doesn't
it, ladies and
know!
gentlemen. He didn't know that
Oh
Baby Brew was
my!
behind him. And with that said, Baby Brew will close out this game.
What?
GG. Congratulations, GDE Sports.
Wow.
Oh man, that was tight.
What?
That was a
That is
missed
really
call.
tight.
Okay, in fairness, in that play, look at that, all smiles for GD
Hey.
Esports. Really happy with their
They
performance
bring
there.
out the bacon. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they did. They look pretty satisfied. They look happy,
Mm-hmm.
flexing
Nice.
the headsets, the chairs. Halatang streamer yan. Alam na, but
Homeshim.
yeah, talking about the game. I mean, man, what a missed call. Baby Brew really I really couldn't say clutch, but
Hey, the
really got
highlight.
a good
Yes, it
read on that play.
deserves
Look at
that.
that. It's literally here in the replay. That was
Sheesh.
miscommunication at that. It was
Yeah.
really close. Baby Brew again getting a really important read here, playing around with that defuse, and
Mm-hmm.
man, just a couple of highlights we got from earlier. It's amazing. Just the balance we had from GD Sports. Ang ganda ng laro. It was a tight uphill battle for both of these teams. Fortunately, lang for the side of GD Sports, they had a good
Mm-hmm.
lead, and AdU game they just had a hard time to try and climb back the ranks here. Regardless,
Yep.
they have given us a really good showing for Division B. Unfortunately, as this is the losers bracket, they will be bowing out of the competition today. But regardless, a really good first game for Daymachi, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was intense.
Yeah, really intense indeed. At first, we thought it was gonna be a close game, to be honest. But at the same time, when the swap happened, everything just been a boom or a full blown out advantage for the side of GD Esports, knowing that how methodical they play and how they are great with addressing certain kinds of situations, like the clutches as well come from Baby Bra. Yeah, well played, dude. Like, I really admire how you did those. And I just really like the general fact that every single one of them is just contributing in their own specific way. Like, someone's gonna offer the control and the kills. Someone's gonna offer the clutch plays. He has that clutch gene existent in his blood. And we got this guy who just creeps the general soul out of everyone. Yes, Omen, I'm talking to you. And they're just really doing well. Not gonna lie. Well played for GD Esports.
Indeed, and really looking forward to how they will be dominating the rest of our losers bracket. It's still going to be a tough matchup for the rest of our teams here in Division B, and of course, it is do or die here in the
Yep.
losers bracket. You're out in this one. You're gonna be out of the competition and the running. But we will be back after a very short break. We're just gonna cool down a little bit, and we'll be ready for our next matchup. It is gonna be up against Love Team versus Pylon
Highland
de
Europe.
Aurum. So that's
Yes.
gonna be an interesting matchup.